What's up, peasants? This is the Chicago Sports Talk, Michael. Unfortunately, me and YTC could not be on TRL's show because apparently he's working. So I'm like, you know what? I want to talk football so bad because, like I said, it's smokescreen month. Teams have been talking about, like I said, there's been a lot of smokescreen lately leading up to this draft. And we are going to be here live to discuss what we've been, seeing a lot about our teams. Like I said, these are just nothing. They could be smoke screens, but at the same time, we have to wait and see because a lot can be said when it's like this month is becoming smoke screen month when it comes to the draft because there could be a lot of things said, and then your team can add like I said. Like we thought the 49ers were going to pick Mac Jones, and then they ended up taking Trey Lance. So anything could happen when it's smokescreen month. So happy smokescreen month to everybody. So what's up, Daniel Barry? What's up, Carcass?
What's up, chat?
All right, so let's get to today's topic. And this is probably going to make TRL mad. The Chicago Bears hosted Marvin Harrison visiting Hallis Hall. So I know Keith is probably because Keith has been getting people on the Kool-Aid of, hey, we're gonna trade up and get Marvin Harrison, and I'm like, slow your rolls, Keith. And it came to my attention. It was a surprise that the Bears met with Marvin Harrison in Hallis Hall, but I want to get your analysis on the, like I said, do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but would it be a waste for the Chicago Bears to land Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Well, first things first, you got to ask yourself this question. Is it really necessary, to go after Marvin Harrison? You know what you would have to give up just to go get Marvin Harrison? You already only have 4 draft picks to begin with. You should be trading back as many as you can to acquire assets for a rebuild. Because technically, regardless if Caleb pans out or not this year, it's still technically a rebuild year. You should take it a step at a time. You can't just, you're not in the position to basically, with all the draft limited capital you have to trade up to go get Marvin Harrison. It's not, worth it in my opinion. And plus, you have DJ Moore. You have Keenan Allen right there. Even though, granted, he's a veteran and all, but you can replace complementary depth. DJ Moore should be your number one moving forward. After that, the rest you can get in complementary depth in this draft. That's where the Chicago Bears should be going towards. This is rumors to which they shouldn't pursue it, in my opinion.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but the simple fact is the reason why they want the top 3 receivers, and it's not just Marvin, it's Rome and it's Malik. So the reason why they would want the top 3 receivers is because they don't know if they're going to extend Keenan Allen. Like, that's predetermined, and because of the simple fact that he is 31 years old and he has an injury history. So because of the simple fact, that's the main reason they want to, grab the receiver. So just in case, because I'm going to be honest. Keenan Allen, yeah, it's a good signing, but the question is he going to be healthy because he has a injury from what I'm aware of.
No, but here's the difference with Keenan Allen in Chicago versus LA. LA, he was the primary target because they had practically no one else who could stay healthy, and he was the number 1 over there for many, many years over there. When him coming to Chicago is basically taking a number 2 backseat to DJ Moore's the younger and more athletic guy, and the clear-cut number 1 on the Chicago Bears, who they should build around the complementary pieces. Because here's the thing, though. When you get a number 1 receiver, right, you get that guy receiver you trust on that crucial third down, you trust to make that game-changing catch that keeps you in the game that the quarterback makes. You trust that receiver to catch the game winner and put you in positions to win practically, and probably rack up about a good chunk about of receptions and lead your team in all yards and purpose and whatnot for receiving categories, I guess. You trust that guy at receiver. The Jets do it with Garrett Wilson. Buffalo originally did it with Stephon Diggs. Now that he went to Houston, and now Houston's going to do that with him. And then you had teams like the Eagles who relied on A.J. Brown a lot. You also had the Detroit with Amon-Ra St. Brown. That guy at receiver You plug in, once you get that guy, the rest is just complimentary at that point. And I feel DJ Moore is your number one. You just need complimentary at this point. And half of it can be replenished in the draft as long as they fit the skill position needed to run the offense that Shane Waldron wants to run. It's that simple.
So, all right. So since we did, Marvin Harrison wasn't the only guy they brought in. They brought in Latu and they brought in Xavier Worthy. So what's up, that random editor?
And hey, listen, you know what? Xavier Worthy would be a really good pickup if you're in a position to get him. If you trade back out of 9, hypothetically, and you get like a second, it would be a very interesting pickup in the second round, potentially after a trade back. Because you'll more than likely be guaranteed a second rounder if you trade back out of 9, for sure. Practically, I think,
so,
yeah.
Let's talk about Dallas Turner now. Apparently, since David Kaplan is a reliable source since he got the whole Justin Fields thing right. And apparently he's saying that it's possible that the Bears could keep the number 9 overall pick and take Dallas Turner. Now, YTC, what are your thoughts on the possibility of Dallas Turner coming to Chicago and them keeping the 9th overall pick?
Him going to Chicago without being taken at the 9th pick, I don't think it's plausible in this draft. He's one of the best pass rushers in the draft. Some team's going to want to have interest with him. I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons would have a pick ahead of you, take him at 8. Honestly, since they got Kirk Cousins now they just have to fortify their defense and get skill positions around Kirk Cousins. That's practically what their mindset would be now with Kirk Cousins in that small time window they have with him. So yeah, you may have to trade up for him possibly, or if not, call an audible and trade back and get more value for him. For the 9th pick.
I do find it, like I said, Brian Poles has a lot of options, and I'm seeing the projected board to be at number 9. I do think Joe Alt will be taken by the Titans, but there's going to be a lot of players from Malik Neighbors to Roma Doomsday to Jaden Verse to Latu to Jackson Powers Johnson to Brian Thomas Jr. There are a lot of ways the Bears could go upon about this. And who knows, maybe Brian Poles is set in going into this year with only 4 draft picks because he said it before. And we'll get to what Brian Poles said on the Pat McAfee show, which I did react to it, but he's not afraid to go into the 4 draft picks. So let's talk about Ryan Poles on the Pat McAfee show. All right, so Keith sent me this. Shout out to Keith on the mic if he's watching this somehow. Apparently, he quote rip RG3. If you don't know what RG3 said, apparently he said that Caleb shouldn't go to Chicago. He should do what Eli Manning did in the year that was it 2006 when Eli got drafted?
No, 2004.
2004 when Eli Manning got traded, because when he got drafted by the Chargers, he originally got traded to the Giants. Like I said, he first got drafted to the Chargers, and then he later got traded to the Giants. And Eli Manning made it specifically known that he does not want to play for the Chargers. He wanted to play for the Giants. But Robert Griffin said that Caleb should do that because of the simple fact that you saw how how Justin Fields turned out. He was the 11th overall pick, and they got him for a 6th overall pick. So if you're Caleb Williams, do you really want to go there? And he mentioned that Caleb should go to his hometown. And Ryan Poles was asked about this. We'll watch the video and basically,
obviously, and we're lucky to talk to a few GMs around the league. But like when RG3 comes out, you heard it. Yeah. Okay. What are like? Don't you think like your particular Bears feels different than maybe the previous Bears? Like that's how we feel outside looking in. It's like, hey, this is a brand new building almost. Does it feel like that in there? And obviously you weren't there beforehand, but does it feel like you and Eberflus's culture is because at the end of the last season, it feels like, okay, the culture is kind of settling in, team settling in. You guys feel that obviously?
Yeah, it pisses me off a little bit, to be honest with you, because we were hired to break a cycle. The same thing when I was in Kansas City, Coach Reed, all of us were brought there to break a cycle, and we did. And no one talks about those days anymore. It's all about what they are right now. So I really believe we're about to break this cycle and get this city in a really good situation and win a lot of games. So the past is the past. Like I don't worry about that at all. It's about where we're going.
Okay. Well, a lot of people had a similar reaction to you.
All right, so before I say any of this, if YTC is not familiar with the cycle, and I talk about this a lot, the cycle,
the quarterback,
the cycle is we draft a quarterback, and in a lame duck head coach situation, the Bears don't end up doing good. They fire the head coach, and then they hire a whole different head coach, and that doesn't play to the quarterback's strengths, and then they eventually replace that quarterback. And the cycle repeats itself once again. So YTC, what are your thoughts about Brian Poles reacting to what RG3 said?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the whole purpose of these GMs and coaches to come into the teams. They're supposed to come in and turn over the team regardless of the previous history. They're supposed to be the ones that break the cycle practically. That's what he's practically meaning. And also, like what Dark Mind said, Poles talking about breaking the cycle should give you confidence. Exactly. I mean, any attempt to, be ambitious about breaking anything basically should put you on the driver's seat. Now it's just the matter of them executing the moves necessarily to break the said cycle. That's the one thing you got to be skeptical about, not the intention itself, obviously. But yeah, it can be broken. I mean, most modern, records that, we thought were unbreakable like 30, 20, or even 50 years ago, like Detroit winning a playoff game, and like Detroit, getting, let alone 2 playoff games, Detroit winning, and, certain quarterbacks making the playoffs that we didn't expect to be there, or, teams turning around their seasons when we didn't think they were going to turn around, can happen with a blink of an eye. So NFL is not for long for a reason, not just only for, players staying along, but like droughts lasting this long. Eventually you get your guy eventually. Go ask teams like the Bengals, I guess, with Joe Burrow. Go ask guys like the Chiefs before Mahomes came there and Alex Smith was there and Matt Castle. They were in a little hump themselves. And also the Packers within that 20, 30-year period before they got Brett Favre. So there's, a list of examples throughout NFL history of droughts eventually ending. So, yeah, it's not going to last forever.
Okay, so damn, what was I? There's a thing that people don't talk about with Patrick Mahomes. They talk about how Andy Reid was the reason why Mahomes' development, but they don't talk because Brian Poles was a part of drafting Patrick Mahomes. That's what people don't talk about. They just talk about Andy Reid and Patrick. They don't talk about Ryan Poles. Like the front office that drafted Patrick Mahomes, they're basically irrelevant. They just think Patrick Mahomes was this knight in shining armor that was destined to be good, because many people, including NFL experts, projected Mahomes.
So they just credit the GM.
Like I said, they
don't credit what was Brian Poles, the assistant GM or like the second in command?
I think he was an executive, but he was a part of the.
Well, if that's the case, then I should have more faith in Joe Shane drafting a quarterback for my Giants, because he was part of the staff that drafted Josh Allen, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, by that logic, we have to go there too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do think that he did have something to do, because Mahomes was not viewed as Patrick Mahomes. He was viewed as a bust,
a project.
Like people were gonna say we're saying he's not a day one starter. That he needs a
it was more of a, people thought he was a project practically, for a team to develop, and he went to the perfect situation. It was a match made in heaven with chemistry between Reid and Mahomes. You can tell with Reid's already a proven winner. He was a proven winner to an extent in Philadelphia until he had to play bigger competition in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So yeah, he still knew how to get there though. He just needed the quarterback, which he got lucky, quarterback lottery lucky with Mahomes to get him over the hump. Basically, that's practically what Mahomes was to Andy Reid. Really,
yeah.
He was that final piece.
Yeah, I'm not just like, and I have to tell everybody this, and we're going to get to this discussion. We need, and I'm thinking about getting off of Twitter because every time I get on Twitter, it's a Caleb Williams highlight. Every time, like, people just go based off how he's good because of highlights. They don't watch the all 22 like me, YTC, CEO. RJ doesn't watch the all 22, but he knows a thing or two. But people base their knowledge of Caleb Williams based off of highlights. They don't base it off of how the game is, and they say they see the him extending the plays and doing the sidearm throws to be like, hey, he's Mahomes 2.0, and I'm like, dude,
there's a lot of his intangibles outweigh the bad, in my opinion. When it comes to bad intangibles, it's more of him forcing the blitz. I mean, given he's throughout his whole career at USC, after he left Oklahoma, with USC, he's had terrible O-lines. My question is that going to alter any progression in the NFL, because you're facing more dangerous edge rushers and defensive tackles in the league, and when you're prone to getting pressure all the time, usually mining your head like accelerates your clock of your thinking process, that you have this lingering fear in the back of your mind that if you don't get the ball out, something bad's going to happen quick enough. And then, that kind of mindset can be good or bad depending on how you process it. If it turns into a good completion or basically it's a turnover, there's no in between how it develops. Some develop fast, some develop slower than anticipated. It's more of a matter of getting its confidence up with Caleb. But he does have the intangibles. It's just him getting more confident with the team around. As you develop the offensive line and team around. That's going to be the bit front from the Bears, and it's obviously going to be Caleb's job from himself to, put him in that position to develop and get more confident. That's how I'm with Caleb.
And I also have to address this, and I've said this to Keith millions of times. I did not say Caleb has to win the Super Bowl his first year.
That's outrageous.
I got people in my comment section be like, "Hey, you're saying Caleb should win the Super Bowl?" I did not say Caleb is supposed to win the Super Bowl. I said this year, right now, because the Bears were supposed to could have been 10-7. Like, this team has gotten better from last year and should be better. I'm saying that, okay, since you're in the NFC, which is mid, and it's easy to win a playoff game because the Green Bay showed you, just because you're the 7th seed and you're in the NFC does not mean anything. They knocked off the Dallas Cowboys,
were second seeded,
which were the Cowboys were 7-point favorites heading into that game. So I'm not saying Caleb has to win the Super Bowl. Like, people took that way out of context when I said, okay, Caleb has to take the Bears to the playoffs, which will be easy to do because you're in the NFC. Even if you win 9 or 8 games, that's going to get you enough to the 7th seed.
That's going to be progression itself. If you finish with an above 500 record alone, even if you don't make the playoffs, it's still progression to next year. No, because the more games you win, the more talent you show, there's less holes and questions to be filled, depending on how good the team is, that you can easily patch up and, quickly turn around and possibly be contending the year after for the Lombardi. So, yeah.
A dark mind.
It all depends on Caleb.
I'm not saying, okay, I have to disagree if you wasn't willing to give Caleb a look. I mean, I did look at Caleb prior to Justin Fields. Like, I've been
because look at CJ. Look at how CJ Stroud did. CJ Stroud had an immaculate rookie season. They go get Stephon Diggs. They go get Joe Mixon. They go sign a bunch of defensive guys and whatnot. And within 2 seasons, people are convinced they're going to be contenders. But now he has to go out and prove it, even though CJ Stroud has to go out and do it again. But still, the idea is more clearer than before, and people are falling into the idea because they've seen it from what happened last year, and they believe in the Miko Ryans over there. So you're essentially, when you get the right quarterback, you get the right system around, and everything's starting to click, people are going to start agreeing more and with the idea of them making it. That's what I look at it with Caleb, basically. If Caleb comes in and has a similar year to Stroud, even if he makes the playoffs or not, if he has a similar year, they're going to have the same expectations they're having CJ Stroud have right now, that they're expecting and then the whole narrative around Eberflus is going to change. Go ask Ron Rivera what happened when Cam Newton had a breakout rookie year. That man saved that man from getting fired at the time.
Yeah, but if Caleb like struggles, and let's say the Bears are like 2-6 to start off the year, the excuses are gonna fly in just like that. The same quote excuses that we gave Fields. That I gave Fields. My bad. I gave Fields. They're gonna use the excuses like, oh, Caleb doesn't have an offensive line. Oh, Matt Eberflus is a dumbass. Oh, he doesn't have anybody besides DJ Moore. Oh, it's the defense's fault. Like, if the Bears start off bad, the excuses are just gonna fly in for Caleb.
Well, that's that's dependent on the context of it being 2-6. Maybe Caleb might be performing, and then the defense is selling and not clicking in the right spots. Or basically, Caleb's inexperience comes into factor, and when he has to win games from behind it, he probably has a hiccup or two, and they're gonna put the blame on him, of course. But those are the growing pains you have to go through. I mean, people. That's why fans aren't, part of the front office to begin with, because some are very fickle and some are too impulsive within a bunch of recency bias to, implement decisions they think it's best for the team when they haven't let the process played out. It's just very cutthroat.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but the Bears defense should not be bad from last year.
It shouldn't. Oh no, definitely.
Like I said,
no, but I'm listening hypotheticals.
Yeah, the defense is going to give Caleb short field position to work with. Then they did the same thing toward the end of the year once they got Montez Sweat. Turnovers were coming like that, and even though the offense was beyond terror, well, it was mid. But if they're gonna give Caleb short position to work with, Caleb should develop as quickly as possible.
I mean, CJ Stroud last year had, growing pains. I expect the same with Caleb because Caleb's going to, because the offensive line still has to gel for the Chicago Bears because he made a lot of moves at the offensive line. Half of those guys are going in the year 2 or probably first-year guys in the system that have to learn a new scheme. So compared to the old system with Pace, right now with Waldron, it's much different. So it's going to take time to gel for the first couple of weeks of the season for sure.
I mean, the offensive line is the same. They just need a center.
And they're learning a new system, obviously, with Waldron compared to the old system. Yeah,
and plus, it'd be one thing if we had an inexperienced head coach, the offensive coordinator like Luke Getsy, and had like an experienced coach. But
Getsy.
We have Shane Waldron, who resurrected Geno Smith and got Geno Smith a bag and a starting job. And Geno Smith even said in an interview that he let Geno Smith play freely in that offense. So I do expect Caleb to play more freely. Like Caleb doesn't need training wheels. Like I know he's gonna have growing pains, but CJ Stroud only had growing pains the first 2 games. He had he looked terrible against the Ravens the first game, and then he stat padded against the Colts in garbage time.
Well, he also had a growing pain against the Jets defense. The Jets defense is really good. They blew him out that game. They had Zach Wilson as their quarterback.
He got hurt, I think.
No, not just him, but Nico Collins got hurt. His number 1 got hurt, and then Stroud played the majority of the game though, and he was still getting blown out. So he did go through growing pains.
All right. So speaking of, let's talk about Spongy. I was never going to leave the Bears fan base. So let's talk about how the Buffalo Bills now shout out to Swifty if he does watch my videos occasionally, but apparently the Buffalo Bills are willing to trade up to get a receiver since the Stephon Diggs trade. So this got me thinking. I'm like, no way the Bears are going to trade all the way down from 9 to 28. But then it got me thinking, what if the Bills give them like a similar offer that the Falcons got for Julio Jones, which I think the Falcons gave up future draft capital to get Julio Jones. So Do you think it's possible that the Bears could trade down from 9 to 28?
Well, if the Bills want someone so bad, they're going to give you a haul for that. I'll tell you that much. For sure. You're going to definitely get a haul for that, and it better be worthwhile if you're trading that far. Because trading back from 9 to 20, it's a huge leap. You're trading back practically, 19 spots? Yeah, definitely going to be. You're going to need some investment for that. You're going to need a lot of draft capital for that to justify trading that back that far.
Which the only problem I would have is you're missing out on top prospects, but at the same time, I do understand that you can address that in later rounds.
Yeah, practically at that point, you got your quarterback. The rest is secondary after that. Not literally secondary, but, secondary in terms of other skill positions and priorities. And you're getting more draft picks, for it in the same draft. Is there not any, just reward in that, kind of trade? If you get a lot of capital?
You can get Chop Robinson if he's there. You can get Land McKee.
Yeah, there's plenty of good offensive linemen in this draft as well. And that's going to be available around 28, like the late first round. Not just the center, but also guys like Zach Frazier, maybe. You may want to go after a guy like him. He's also a center. I could see that at 28.
You can go get Xavier Worthy, who they interviewed today.
Practically. Yeah, probably him, maybe, yeah. Pair him next to DJ Moore, and you have a good, solid foundation at the receiving core with extra picks for it.
So, yeah, the Bears are on the up. Well, I guess we'll see because, like I said, if Caleb struggles, it's going to be on Caleb. Like, this team should be better than it was last year. I don't want to hear fire Eberflus because, like I said,
definitely dark line.
Do I think Eberflus should have been canned? Yes, but at the same time, I understood because of that defense clicking towards the end of the year. But at the same time, I'm not going to, like I said, Eberflus should get this defense in the right direction, and Shane Waldron should get this offense in the right direction. Like I said, it's on Caleb Williams, regardless if you think he's a rookie or not, or I'm being too hard on the guy. But like I said, it's all on him now to develop. So trading down with the Bengals and Jags would be a sweet spot. I mean, it depends really because if the Bills are going to try to get a receiver.
The Bengals. Those teams you mentioned are in need of, I guess, offensive linemen, and for the Bengals, I think they're going to draft an offensive lineman with They're going to probably go after the best offensive lineman if they trust somebody that much. They might go after a guy like Joe Alt if he falls to 9, to be honest. They could reach for it. They could just trade up and get him. As for the Jaguars, they might want to go with Quinion Mitchell at 9 or Cooper DeJean. There is a possibility of them trading, up with you guys. There's definitely that. If they want a guy, it's more about them wanting the guy enough so bad for them to do the trade practically. It's more of their will. You just have to, practically offer, and whatever happens, it is what it is, That's how it is.
And like I said, the Bills could be giving the Bears a haul just to get Malik Neighbors or Roma Doomsday. So do not be surprised if I'm
Buffalo, I'd rather just trade up to the early 20s. I mean, you're going to be practically giving up a haul to try to go to number 9. And half of those receivers aren't going to be there because there's a possibility Marvin might be gone. Malik Neighbors and Roma Doomsday are probably going to be gone before 9, all 3 of them. So it'll be pointless for them.
And also, I'll say this about Caleb: when he gets drafted, do not go with his jersey number being 13. Do you want to know what his jersey number should be? And shout out to Adam Mason.
I know. We get it, 12.
Yeah, 12. So we can sweep the Packers and be the owner, like
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I have been traumatized by Aaron Rodgers for years, and the only thing that I would want for sweet revenge is to get our own Aaron Rodgers and sweep the Packers every season. Like, that should be when he gets drafted. Not 13, not 1, not 20, not 18. No,
20.
No,
for a quarterback,
you're
reaching.
12. Give it 12.
Vila scores 12. Oh,
well,
wow.
You better start changing that number right now. Yes, I'm done with hangout streams. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just being around people that will only elevate me to the top. So yeah, the Bears are giving the Caleb like the best situation possible for it. Yes, I agree, and it's on Caleb. Period. He has, like I said, and if he struggles, I'm going to say, Caleb, you need to improve. Even though you're gonna learn 2 playbooks in the span of 2 years, or hypothetically speaking, we do make the playoffs, but it's not because of Caleb. It's because of how our defense plays. I'm going to say, I'm going to still say Caleb needs to improve. And I said, yeah, Dark Mind. Well, Vegas better start changing that 12 quickly. Yeah, like I said, Velas, change your number to, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, or like whatever number of receivers wear now these days, and let Caleb wear number 12. And let me tell you something. If Caleb sweeps the Bears, if Caleb sweeps the Packers,
say you're buying this jersey. Just save us the time. You're buying this jersey.
No. Here's the thing. There's going to be a new rule. I am not going to buy a jersey until they sign a contract. Until they sign an extension. Like I said, I'm not wasting it. Like I said, I do have old jerseys that I'm never going to wear.
No, don't lie to us. I know a lot of Bear fans will buy that man's jersey. If he sweeps the Packers, they're going to buy this man's jersey. All right. Definitely.
Like I said, I don't have to buy his jersey. All I have to do is support
him. I'm saying a bunch of Bear fans are doing that because they've been getting owned by the Packers by so long. They'll definitely get that Savior's number.
I understand he wore 18 and 9 at Oklahoma, but at the same time, let's give
Caleb on number 9 would be sick.
No.
Honestly.
No. Give him 12. Give him the
Of course.
Give him the Aaron Rodgers jersey. Hey, but you never know, Spongy. I could elevate.
No, I think number 9 on Caleb would be nice. But yes, my opinion.
Apparently, we have a video to react to. Apparently, someone gave this video to my attention in the comment section. So apparently, it's from Skull Zone. Apparently, he's a 3.92K subscribers, and he says Caleb Williams to the Chicago Bears doesn't make sense.
All right, let me hear what he.
All right,
play the video.
Let me put it on full screen here, and also let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, guy. Do you hang out with your dog too much that I see dog hair on your shirt? And let me tell you, before we begin, your back's trash. You're sitting in a car. Like, get a good background.
So should the Chicago Bears do the obvious and select Caleb Williams with the first overall pick?
Spanish for me.
I don't think so. I think Chicago should flip the script on everybody, and they should do the unthinkable, and they should draft a homegrown Illinois boy from the state of Illinois, in JJ McCarthy. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there like, oh, he's not worth the number 1 overall pick, and that's too high. The Bears can't afford to mess this pick up. If they do, they'll be setting themselves back and all this and that. But if you look at it, JJ McCarthy played in Michigan. He played for the Wolverines, right? What does Michigan and Chicago have in common? What do those two cities, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Chicago, Illinois, what do those two cities have in common? They're both cold. They're both extremely cold. And the Bears traditionally love running the ball. J.J. McCarthy traditionally played for a Jim Harbaugh team that loves to run the ball for the Michigan Wolverines. Played in the cold, made some really good throws out in the cold, so the cold doesn't affect him. So you move on from Justin Fields, who was complaining about it being too cold in Chicago and wanted a roof overhead if he was going to stay with the Chicago Bears long term, right? Why not go with a homegrown Illinois boy like J.J. McCarthy, who is going to play for the Chicago Bears, probably his favorite football team growing up? I don't understand. I mean, I get why Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 overall pick, but it makes more sense that the Chicago Bears go with J.J. McCarthy. It matches everything perfectly because when he wins, he's going to feel like he's winning for the actual city, the team that he rooted for, you know? versus Caleb Williams, where there's already all kinds of red flags, not yellow flags like a 15-yard. I'm talking about red flags, like you don't belong here. This dude played in USC. I'm from California. Trust me. If there's one thing about Californians, and I live in Ohio, there's one thing about Californians. We do not like the winter cold. We do not like the winter. Not out here in the Midwest. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. I don't like this cold winter, especially when it gets windy. Not at all. Not at all. So Drake May, I can't see the Bears going Drake May. If they're going Drake May, they might as well just go with JJ McCarthy. It just fits. I hate the Chicago Bears, but if I'm a GM and I get hired by the Chicago Bears and it's my job to make this team good as best as possible, it makes too much sense for my Chicago Bears. I'm thinking like if I'm the GM, like if I'm Ryan Poles, it makes way too much sense to draft a kid from the same state that my team is in. I'm going JJ McCarthy. And again, for those of you that are saying that's too high of a pick, you can't draft JJ McCarthy, number 1 overall, and all this and that. Let me ask you something. Is Tom Brady or Brock Purdy really like really 7th round picks or Mr. Irrelevant picks? I don't think so. I think if you redo that whole entire Tom Brady draft, he's the number 1 overall pick. Does not matter what year you're having the NFL draft. Tom Brady almost didn't get drafted. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Was it both of them played in Super Bowls? It just makes sense. You go with what fits your team. You don't go with what, these guys over here, they watch from afar. They're not inside the locker rooms. They're not inside of these buildings that the Chicago Bears conduct business in. You know, these guys are out here and with a microphone in their hand. They're getting paid by this media that produces the same narrative for all these different stations like Fox Sports and ESPN. They're not inside the locker rooms. Even the reporters, they're from afar. They have to ask questions of what's going on inside the buildings. Inside that Chicago building, the Bears building. The Bears should draft JJ McCarthy because when the Bears lose or win, if JJ McCarthy's going to show what it's like for that team to win. He's going to show you actual emotions of what those fans in the stands are actually going through. He's a Chicago. He's a Bear. It makes too much sense. Now, things look like they're changing, but traditionally, Chicago would mess this up. Ryan Poles, you got this chance right here. You got this chance to draft him. Draft JJ McCarthy. I'm telling you. It makes sense. He's from Illinois. I'm pretty sure he's a Bears fan. If not a Bears fan, I'd be shocked. He played in the cold Ann Arbor. It's cold. I deliver there. I'm a delivery driver. It is cold, bro. It's cold out there. He plays good in the cold. Caleb Williams, who knows how he's going to play in the cold.
Tell me you never.
Justin Fields, you already went to a
never
mobile quarterback
that job
that didn't like the cold. So.
Okay.
First of all, you're one to talk. He's one to talk about the cold. Yet this motherfucker looks like he's wearing a short sleeve.
Yeah. Okay.
He looks very unprepared for the cold. And first off, if your point of not wanting a quarterback to go to a certain team because of the weather is one of your base arguments, you already lost me there. Like, just honestly, that's why I was laughing. Really, when you had to bring up the weather, as one of your justification points for why he shouldn't play over there, you lost me there. Because everybody at some point plays in the fucking cold. I'm not even a Bears fan. You realize this shit. Every quarterback at some point has to play in the cold, no matter how long they've been in the league. You play in all types of climates, whether hot in fucking Florida or hot in Arizona, or then you go play a cold climate in Green Bay or fucking Buffalo. At some point, you play either climates.
Okay, so I do think I think Dark Mind pointed this out, and I was kind of thinking it during the video. I think the only reason why he did this video is because he knows Caleb is going to come in his division, and he's trying to make a case that, the Bears.
And maybe he doesn't want his team to draft him. You got to ask him the question. Do he want the Vikings to trade up with the alleged trade up with the Cardinals at 4 or 5 with the Chargers just to go get JJ McCarthy? You should ask him if JJ McCarthy is worth the risk for his team to go after, if anything. How he feels about JJ is probably a reflection of what he thinks JJ would probably be on the Bears, but much worse because there's some kind of bias, I guess.
And also, he says this a lot. Oh, the Bears should draft JJ because he's from Chicago. Okay,
look, Hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to play hypothetical and, go with this case, drafting JJ, right? You realize drafting him number 1 is idiotic. I understand if you want to trade back, trade back with a team that really wants Caleb, such as the Giants, the fucking Commanders, the Patriots, or even the Vikings or Ravens, hypothetically, right? If you're going to trade back and you're going to trade back and take JJ, then that's more plausible. I can understand that. If you're getting a haul for the draft itself, hypothetically, from a team standpoint, it's very beneficial. But at the same time, taking him number 1 is just foolish. Like, if you would have said trade back, then I'd probably be inclined to agree. But no. Taking him number 1, he's arguably the best quarterback in the draft, obviously, and generational label, prospect. But it's idiotic to trade back unless you're getting a giant, massive haul. Like, literally, I'm talking like probably 4 first-rounders at most for the next 4 years type of big haul to justify trading back that much. Because there's no way Chicago would trade back right now. I think at this point they're drafting Caleb. It's clear cut and set in stone with the reports and dinner.
Like I said,
they're drafting Caleb regardless.
Only Caleb met with the Bears. He didn't meet with the Commanders. He didn't meet with the Patriots. He didn't meet with the Giants. He only visited Hallis Hall. Caleb Williams is the number 1 overall pick. Okay. Okay. So what's the Zeus channel? Skull Hole or whatever. I could tell this video is cold because of the fact that you're getting JJ McCarthy. Whether you trade up or you stay at number 11, you're getting JJ. And the reason why you want the Bears to get him is because you don't want him. Because the only reason why you did this in the first place is because you don't want JJ. And you want Caleb. Just say you want Caleb. Like I said, if you talk to a Giants, but like I said, YTC, if you talk to someone like RJ, if you talk to somebody like, well, let's see, has Lamar, but if you talk to any scout or team that needs a quarterback, they will say they were literally photoshops of Caleb in a jersey before we traded Justin Fields. So just say you want Caleb. Like I said, if you just come out and said, oh, I want Caleb Williams and I want the Vikings to trade up, that would have been fine. But yeah, it would have been stupid, to these people, but at the same time, at least don't make it seem like, oh, I want Caleb, but the only and plus, let's just say hypothetically, we take JJ McCarthy. What is your team gonna do? Because Caleb's going number 2 after that. So JJ needs to sit a year, and I agree. JJ needs to sit a year, but you really want the Bajan fan club, the Bajan Army fan club, which is I don't know why Tyson Bajan has fans. I don't know why, probably because of Justin Fields, but we're not starting Tyson Bajan. Like, I don't want to see Bajan out on the field next year. He should not be on our depth. Like I said, he's practice squad material. Also, I could tell he hangs out with his dog way too much because, like I said, it looks like I said, this dude has dog hair on his shirt, and it bro, shave your beard off, fucking beard off. But anyways, since TRL could not do the show, we're gonna have everybody's favorite segment where we do the draft.
All right.
Which will be the full load, just like last time.
Pause. But yeah, you already know what we mean. You already know. I think we're the only 2 teams on here, unless people in the chat want to draft.
Like I said, if y'all want to go clown on him, then that's fine. But his channel is not that very hard to find. But hold on, let me put the link in. You know what? Let me go put his.
Let's see if Sponge wants to pop on. I guess I don't know. And draft the Eagles and maybe someone else. So it's just only us 2 teams, for the time being.
All right, let me put the link just so people can go comment on his videos. Like I said, when you watch the video, it sounds like Cope. Vikings fans just cope with the fact that they're winning 6 games and they're drafting. Yes, the Vikings. Like I said, the Vikings will be last in that division. Depending how the Bears do, they could possibly compete with the Packers and the Lions. Like the Lions are going to win that division again for the second straight year. Also, if anybody cares about WWE, Cody Rhodes just shake The Rock's hand. If anybody cares.
Mm.
Usually the Raw after WrestleMania is pretty lit. All right. I'm gonna give everybody like 15 seconds. If not, you're just gonna see me and YTC.
You only dropped the YouTube. You only dropped a YouTube link. You didn't drop the StreamYard for them to pop on.
No, I don't. No, I put the YouTube thing just for them to go clown on that guy.
Oh, you're not letting people do the draft. All right, just us.
Well, I'm giving Spongy the opportunity if he wants to come in. So, all right, 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so with the first pick of the draft, what to do? Hey, should I go draft Drake May? or should I draft Jaden Daniels?
According to that guy, you should go get JJ McCarthy. Remember?
Or get JJ
At one.
Nah. You know what? Let me go draft JJ. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god! No way. No way. All right, so all right, we're on the clock. So go to quarterback. At this point, you know what? Go get Drake May. At this point, I don't think he's going to fall.
Speaking of Drake May, I know this is probably.
I heard the report.
Darkmine, I put the link to his channel below.
No, because most of the mock drafts I took were
right
receiver.
Here, Darkmine, if you need it. Detroit won't win the North this year. Shakedown is new. We'll see. Like I said, the Bears have to prove that they could compete. But speaking of which, I do have to say this: if I heard the Giants will probably make a strong offer to the Patriots.
If Drake May's there at 3, that's what I'm hearing, and I think we will do that if he's there. So I'm gonna go with the hypothetical. I'll go with Drake May here, with Shane's idea. And try to work from there.
Rome fell all the way to us, apparently. Also, and
there's plenty. Jared Verse as well. This is a good decision for you to make.
All right, so let me.
Do you go get the receiver, or do you or trade back? One of the 3 options.
Let's trade with Seattle.
All right, Seattle.
Oh, well, let's see if we can squeeze in. No, that's probably too much.
You can't fleece him. You know what I would think would hang on. Obviously, you would swap picks. I think it would probably give up probably a third to right now, and then they probably give a second next year. I could see that. Let's see if that trade would go through. A second and then a third. Next year's second and a current third.
Next year's second and a current. Well, I do want a second round. Oh wait, yeah. Let me.
If not, just offer like a 5th round extra as well. Probably that.
I could trade with the Steelers.
All right.
Oh, I know Get On Kid's probably quivering.
Right.
I know Get On Kid's probably quivering right now.
Hey, you mean shaking?
There's other ways to say shaking, YTC.
But the way you mention quivering, it's a different meaning now.
All right. Let me just
force traded. Oh, of course.
No. Let me not include future. Oh, they took Rome. Oh, Latu's still on the board.
This is where I think you should get Latu.
All right, let me see. The Steelers took
Check
Rome.
the big board. Or you can go get Cooper DeJean. It wouldn't be a bad pickup. But
We don't
that's
need
good
corner.
value.
We don't need cornerback. We're pretty set.
I know. All right, so you took Latu.
Yeah.
All right, wide receiver. All right, let's go to wide receiver. Roman Wilson. No, go to big board. Let's see who's on the big board. All right, Tyler Nubin, Zach Frazier. I think we're gonna go safety. It's one of our needs. Tyler Nubin.
Hey man, that dude's the best one.
I mean, that's a good value pick and it's a need, so those outweigh the receiver
damn you,
need.
Bungles. God damn you.
Oh, what they took? The Cardinals.
Zach Frazier. Whatever.
And Michael Penix is still on the board.
Okay.
All right, that would be a solid pickup.
Keon Coleman.
In the second round? You said you wanted complimentary pieces. That's a good idea after trading back. That's your number 2 right there, yeah? All right, Giants. All right, let's go to hang on, scroll down the big board. Let's see. All right, Spencer Rattler here. Oh my god. All right, let's go with hang on, we're at 70. Let's go with from wide receiver from North Carolina, Devontae Walker. Wide receiver. All right,
with the 75 overall pick. All right, since we're gonna get Cedric Van.
I'll pair Walker next to Hyatt and Wanda. Anyways.
Oh yeah, I have an addition third.
The trade back. You traded back, yeah. Plenty of good players on the board. Oh, plenty of good players I'm looking at.
I don't trust Nate Davis at all. He's becoming a waste of a contract lately. So to push him to be better,
Mason McCormick.
Yeah.
All right, we're in the 4th round, right?
4th round.
All right, let's go look at running backs.
Yeah, to find Saquon Barkley's replacement.
We already have one. I just want to go run back committee. Let's go with Oh, that's a good pickup. Let's go with from Notre Dame, Audric Estim. Go 1-2 punch with Singletary.
All right, let me do a trade back hypothetically.
I'll just go with running back. All right, so I took receiver, running back, safety, and quarterback. So pretty solid.
All right, I mean, let me see if I can trade. Like I said, Poles does this a lot on day 3. He usually trades back a lot. All right, can't trade with the Panthers. Could trade with the Titans, probably. All right, they. Okay, so I could trade with the Raiders. Okay.
All right, that's a good. All right, so Bears on the clock again.
So okay, I want Braxton Jones to compete for it to make sure he earns the starting job. So
Isaiah Adams. Illinois. All right, so we got best available. Oh, Joe Milton's still there. Oh wow. All right, scroll down the big board. Let's see if there's any worth taking yet. All right, scroll down. All right, let me go scroll. Hang on, scroll down a bit more. I'm gonna go for developmental safety. Let's go get that Dwight guy, Dwight McLaughlin. Dwight, it says from Arkansas. Dwight. Dwight McLaughlin, you missed the Dwight thing.
All right, tell me when to stop.
Scroll up a little more. Right there, right in the middle, it says Dwight McLaughlin, yeah. Corner. Develop a corner.
I thought you said safety for a moment. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Oh, damn. All right, so my final pick here. I think it's 6th round, right?
Yes.
Because we don't have 7th. All right, let's go get scroll down. Let me scroll down more. Let's get an interior defensive lineman, Jordan Jefferson, to pair next to Dexter to develop defensive
Dexy.
Yep, we're developing him and the other guy, yeah.
All right, so what to do? Developmental
defensive tackle. So, yeah.
Let since Kevin Byers on a 2-year deal, draft his successor. And then with the last but not least, I'll play it safe and take a running back. Actually, no. We do kind of need depth.
I mean, you could. Yeah, there's more other positions. I think you got a good dual back in the backfield with Dante Foreman and Shaq Johnson and Swift.
We don't have Dante. We have DeAndre Swift.
Oh, you got rid of Foreman? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can still find later. You can always sign practice squad guys.
Notice how PFF has updated. Apparently, you get a mock draft assistant, which doesn't really do much.
Hang on, did they show the scores? Did they show the draft grades?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. You can show mine.
First, let me do mine.
All right.
So
D plus on that pick. Wow.
A D plus, which that's totally cap. Which we need a center. I got C minus on Mason. A B
minus on Will Adams, and then Trey Taylor, C minus, and AJ Woods. So overall draft grade an A. All right.
They used to do grades on traits, but they don't do that anymore.
Let me see. All right, Drake May A plus, A minus. Ooh, C minus, B plus, and overall A. Look at that. I only have one C minus, which is the running back, but that's about it. I got an A plus on my draft, most of it.
Xavier Worthy went to the Ravens. And Dottie Mitchell.
That's a good pickup. Oh, that's a really good pickup for the Ravens.
Dottie Mitchell went to the Bills.
Buffalo, which I'm expecting. Yeah, they're going to be in the market for a receiver. That's a good pickup for them to replace Diggs. Terrion Arnold went over there. That's good. Brian Thomas to the Jaguars. Interesting. Oh, wow. Everybody's saying Nate Wiggins is going to the Philadelphia, which I see definitely. So, yeah. Same mock. Most of it's the same of how it played out.
Bo Nix went to the Raiders.
Bo Nix to the Raiders.
I wish John Jay was here.
Michael Penix went to the Rams after all, I see.
Yeah, John Jay will not like that.
I mean, I took Drake. I mean, I don't think Michael Penix is going to fall far. I don't think he's going to fall that far in the second round. I think the Jets might pursue more of the Rams trade up to get him. If he falls to 10 or something like that, I could see the Rams doing that.
I mean, yeah.
I'm under the assumption that the Giants, we're going to go get Drake May at this point.
Yeah,
or whatever quarterback.
Which I don't even know why the Patriots are even offering to. Oh, John Jay, 49ers fans, you're going to get your guy after all.
Brandon and Rice, oh, wow. Nepo babies.
Yeah, just because and Niners fans.
That's a good pickup. Oh, that's a good pickup for the Chiefs. Underrated pickup. Malachi Corley. Really good pickup for the Chiefs. I've seen Corley's pretty good.
I feel like Spencer Rattler went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I would have taken Corley, but I felt it was better value for Devontae Walker, that other receiver from North Carolina.
I'm surprised.
And also, keep it in mind, guess what happened? Guess who the receiver played for, right? North Carolina, and guess who's his quarterback? I basically got the quarterback and the wide receiver he played with at college. It's always good to get a connection.
RJ's boy went to the Denver Broncos.
So I did make a good pickup with Devontae Walker. I got Drake May's number one target, I think, or one of his targets.
Oh, Mixon, hey douchebag. Looks like your team drafted Joe Mixon after all.
Joe Milton. Yeah. Oh, the Tennessee quarterback.
Yeah, that's your all
right, let's see where I went. You know who? Sam Hartman.
I don't think I see you. You probably went undrafted.
Or 7th round, maybe.
No.
Damn, I'm undrafted, damn. Well, that means the Giants.
Talia. Well, I'm not surprised. Talia had a terrible...
That's the developmental pieces.
Talia Tavloa had a terrible pro day.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets go quarterback in this draft to go develop behind Rodgers. They might even go get Joe Milton, maybe. You never know. They might get away Joe Milton, the Jets, to develop that guy. I could see it now. Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I did good with my draft. I'm surprised Latu fell. I could see him falling, though, because of his injury history. didn't know the fucking Dolphins had a forfeit draft pick this year. Okay, I was seeing if I missed anything important. Well, Lad McKinney went to the Texans. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Which he went to the Niners.
Yep.
But anyways, we've reached an hour on this podcast.
Yeah.
We did. So shout out to TRL. He's not even he's getting that bag. But we will we'll be back. Just depending on, like I said,
Yeah, depends on TRL.
Like I said, if this podcast is successful, I probably could do it on a different day if I wanted to. Like I said, it depends if this podcast is successful, but if it's not, I just may have it do it out of the blue. But the draft is in a few weeks. Like I said, it's Smokescreen month. I do have some videos I do need to upload. I have to talk about the Marvin Harrison thing and how Keith is getting me on this damn Marvin Harrison Kool-Aid. Like, Keith, if you're watching this, you know how Stephen A. Smith says, stay off the weed. I'm going to say stay off the Kool-Aid.
You're going to have to give up a haul for Marvin Harrison at that point.
Like, I swear, y'all, video games, like, y'all been playing too much Madden franchise mode and do a lot of trades and thinking that it's going to magically happen. Like, bro, Madden, like I said, this is why Madden has died, because it gives unrealistic trades. Like I said, the video games have spoiled y'all lately. But anyways, we up on out of here. This is the Chicago Sports Talk. Michael, if you do not subscribe, you're going to get clapped.
All right.
This
like you see, so yep.